I will now like to walk you all quickly through our journey of next 11 months. What are the courses we would be taking up? What are the topics we would be discussing? So to start with, we will be doing the foundation in which we would be decoding the climate system starting as early as next week. Let's understand more about the climate, the risk, and how does it affect us. From there, we will move to the next course, which will start from the next month, in which we would be evaluating the decarbonization technologies. What is the economic feasibility of these technologies, be it renewable, be it the EV technology, or be it the carbon technology? Let's understand, go back to those Excel models and see what it means when you're implementing those. In the course 3, we would be working about how do you enable the green hydrogen supply chain, both from the demand and supply side. How do you enable the infrastructure? How do you enable the supply chain is the focus when we talk about the green hydrogen. In the course 4, we would be taking a journey towards strategizing the clean tech business. How do you venture it out? How do you make an effective business model which serves to the client requirement but also remains true to the environment? In course 5, we would like to take a deeper jump into how do you conduct the due diligence in clean tech? What is the role of IP? What is the role of merger and acquisition? How the technical due diligences are conducted? That's the area we would be focusing on when we talk about course number 5. In course number 6, we would be exploring how do you leverage the global carbon market, the trading mechanism, the pricing mechanism, and how this entire market work either as a carbon credit purchaser or a carbon credit seller. From there, we would be focusing towards more on green financing. When we want to enable this net zero transition, when we want to enable this net zero journey, how do you mobilize your green financing? How do you structure your green financing? What are the upcoming blended financing, PPP models, innovative financing into this area? And how do you strategize it? How do you incorporate it? In course number 10, course number 8, we will bring all of these together in developing the practical net zero pathways. How does a national policy influences sectoral, and from sectoral a company, and vice versa? Again, from demand and side, we would like to um, discuss around it the pathways. In course number 9, we will go more deeper into the corporate strategy, and we would like to understand how do you bring uh, embed the ESG and sustainability into your corporate governance, into your corporate culture. And when we are talking about reporting, how the sustainability reporting, net zero reporting, they are not just account of what you have done, but the projection of your future. How do you build those competitiveness? How do you position your organizations is something we will be discovering in course number 9. Finally, in course number 10, we would focus on building that net zero intelligence, which we have, interacted into different bits and pieces through the entire journey. We would like to understand how do you incorporate and build this business circularity into your organization? What tools, technology helps you with the accelerated adoption of net zero? So that's the 11 months journey which we would be taking together. Next slide, please. Why we are doing this? I am sure each one of you come with a very strong motive, right? You have a motivation at the age, at the stature, at the career path you are in. You are very sure what do you want. This course is designed in a way like Prof. Ganguly highlighted, like Rahul highlighted. We want to bring in the best of academy and the industry part. The skills which we would like to focus when you are taking up this course would be understand the climate risk, understand what are the opportunities, how do you come up with a solution, how do you come up with the product, and use this climate risk as an opportunity to do better for yourself and for the world. We would also like to understand the green financing structures. How do you develop these type of structures to support the decarbonization and clean tech projects? What can you do to enable this system from the financing part of it? Of course, we want to focus on building the digital literacy. Be proficient with the Excel tools, Excel models, different tools, technologies available, which would help you to, jumpstart with your net zero journey, which will help you to understand at ground how things are to be done rather than 3000 feet above making just some commitments. We would also focus on ESG reporting and eventually focus on building the net zero intelligence. What outcome are we anticipating from this courses? Build that strategic understanding. Understand what climate action really means rather than the abstract terms. Look into the whole perspective. When we become leaders, we don't look into only siloed approach of my supply chain or my product or my procurement. How all these interact with each other, what are the connecting dots is something we would like to think, we would like to understand, and we expect as an outcome of the course you would understand. We also want to quantify our footprints. We want to understand how do you access this climate fund. End of the day, we want to bring that systemic thinking on approaching the solution. Again, understanding pros, cons, internalities, externalities, and as a holistically, how do you approach into this net zero area. When we talk about the learning expedition, we will also like to break it down further. When we are talking about one course per month, we are talking about a 4 week cycle. Okay, each course would be divided into a 4 week cycle in which we would be discussing about self-paced sessions every week from Sunday to Friday, and then every Saturday we would be having live sessions which would be for 2.5 hours. This is the minimum 4 hours of weekly effort which we are planning for each of the learners. On top of it, there would be about hour and here and there for your reading, for your assignments. And then, like I mentioned before, there would be strategic break. From tomorrow, we start with the foundation and then we progress through the courses, through the advanced mastery. And in that way, we would be covering the journey for next 11 months. Next slide, please.